Do you ever worry that masturbating might be slowly killing you as you get older? The importance of taking care of one's health increases with age, and actions that didn't seem harmful when we were younger can have far-reaching effects as we get older. People over the age of 60 often fail to recognize the potential dangers that one seemingly harmless habit poses to their health. In this video, we'll explore the hidden risks of masturbation after 60 and how it can affect your health in unexpected ways. The issue is a rarely talked about topic, but it's one that could surprise you. Although advancing age is an inevitable aspect of aging, recent conversations among medical experts have shown that it can exacerbate some of the mental and physical health issues that many seniors face without understanding why. Stay until the end to learn how to rethink your health approach. Here we'll delve into the habit's actual effects on your cardiovascular system, neurological system, and brain function, focusing on its subtle effects on energy levels, mood stability, and long-term heart health. You'll understand your body better after watching this video so you can make better health decisions. To ensure that you do not miss any videos, I highly recommend that you subscribe and enable the bell before we start. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you don't, please leave a 0 in the comments so I can improve my videos for you. We can begin now. First and foremost, the heart's unanticipated workload, the effects of frequent masturbation on cardiovascular health, and the heart are among the most underappreciated dangers of masturbation after 60 years of age. Physical exertion that increases heart rate and blood pressure, particularly in brief, intense bursts, can put unanticipated stress on the cardiovascular system of an aging person, even though the activity may appear to have no bearing on heart function. This situation might not be a problem for younger people whose arteries are elastic and strong, but for older people whose blood vessels naturally get less flexible with age, this rapid increase in heart rate can create irregularities, dizziness, or even an increased risk of cardiac episodes. Get your heart rate up by remembering the last time you did something simple, like walking up a flight of stairs or carrying water bottles. Your heart rate increased, your breathing pattern changed, and you may have even felt a twinge of exhaustion. Now picture yourself unprepared for that same kind of physical reaction occurring during a brief but intense burst of activity. Because you aren't preparing your body for deliberate exercise with a slow warm-up or pacing, the increase in heart rate may be more dramatic than you expect. Some elderly people have reported dizziness, exhaustion, or even irregular heart rhythms following this, all of which are symptoms of the abrupt cardiovascular stress. Consider a case like William, a retired engineer who is 72 years old. William had always thought of himself as having a reasonably healthy lifestyle, what with his excellent food management and regular exercise. Nevertheless, he began to notice that following specific intimate activities, he experienced an unusual constriction of his chest and a greater sense of being breathless than normal. He ignored it at first, but mentioned it during a checkup with his doctor after a particularly unpleasant episode. His doctor surprised him by telling him that these symptoms were typical of men his age, particularly those with a predisposition to hypertension or mild cardiac problems. The doctor didn't say William had to stop entirely, but he should listen to his body more and not push himself too far if his heart wasn't ready. It is important to know that this process is not about fear, but about being aware. Age changes how many seniors feel when they do this activity, and they don't even know it. As we age, our bodies take longer to recover from any kind of exercise. The heart and blood vessels don't heal as quickly as they used to. A sudden burst of physical activity that you haven't planned for can be harder than you thought. Doing something once in a while isn't necessarily harmful, but doing it often or for a long time at high intensity could stress your heart as you get older without you even realizing it. If you've ever felt suddenly tired, dizzy, or even just a little uncomfortable in your chest after doing this habit, you might want to pay attention. Understanding what your body is telling you can help your heart work less. The second is a tired nervous system and low energy. Frequent masturbation can also make your nervous system tired, which can make you feel tired, sluggish, and even mentally foggy. This is an intriguing effect that not many people talk about. To work well, the body needs the right amount of energy, hormones, and nerve signals. As we get older, this balance becomes less stable. In the short term, this activity may seem like a good way to relieve stress, but it can actually make you feel more tired throughout the day without you knowing why. Visualize the way your brain and nerves are like batteries. This battery gives you energy for everything you do, whether it's moving your body, dealing with your emotions, or even just focusing your mind. You were younger, so that battery charged quickly, and your body could handle more stimulation without much trouble. However, as you get older, it takes longer to get that energy back. What used to be a simple way to relax when you were younger could now be draining on your nervous system, making you tired, sluggish, or even unable to concentrate for long periods of time. Think about what someone like Richard, a 69-year-old retired teacher, went through. Richard started to notice that he felt drained all day for no apparent reason. He often had trouble getting going in the mornings and needed several naps to get everything done. Before, he thought that feeling worn out was a normal part of getting older. But after cutting back on some habits for a few weeks, he was surprised to find that he had more energy. He was more awake and focused, and he even noticed that his sleep was better. It became clear what the link was. Overusing some body systems can wear them down. Knowing the truth helped him make changes that were better for his overall health. Neurotransmitters, the tiny chemicals in your brain that control your mood, motivation, and energy, play a big role in why such an event happens. Dopamine is the brain's chemical for pleasure and reward. Dopamine-stimulating activities can feel beneficial at the time, but too much stimulation can cause dopamine burnout. In this area, your brain's sensitivity to pleasure decreases over time. This decline can make you feel tired, unmotivated, or even show mild signs of depression. As we get older, our nervous systems take longer to recover from these changes. When we are younger, our brains are strong enough to handle these changes quickly. Therefore, some older people who do this habit feel slower than before. It's not about giving up everything. It's about knowing how your body's limits change over time and making choices that help you keep your energy up instead of draining it. Think about whether this habit might be the cause of any strange tiredness, lack of motivation, or trouble focusing that you can't explain. The amount of energy you have each day could change if you change your frequency and pay attention to how your body reacts. Please leave a second comment below to let me know you're still watching this video and finding these insights useful. Thanks for your feedback. It helps me keep giving you the most important news. Number 3, trouble sleeping and feeling restless more often. Older adults often overlook the impact of frequent masturbation on sleep quality. Many people think that doing such activities before bed will help them relax and fall asleep faster. This may have been true when they were younger, but it's not true anymore. It may not help you fall or stay asleep deeply and soundly, but it can make you restless at night, wake you up often, and feel generally unrested in the morning. Many hormones, brain activity, and nervous system controls work together to make sleep a delicate process. One of the most important parts of this process is melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time to relax and sleep. But doing things that make your body release dopamine, a neurotransmitter that controls pleasure and reward, can stop your body from making melatonin. This makes it harder for your body to relax. This is why some people toss and turn all night, even though they feel calm right after. Imagine someone like Gerald, a 74-year-old retiree who always took pride in getting up early. But over the past few years, he began to notice a frustrating pattern. He would easily fall asleep, but then wake up several times during the night. It didn't matter what changes he made to his bedtime routine. He still felt sleepy and cloudy when he woke up. He didn't see the link until he read about how dopamine and melatonin work together. Gerald was able to sleep better and wake up feeling refreshed instead of worn out by making small changes to the things he did before bed. Another issue that often goes unnoticed is the potential for this habit to overwork your nervous system just before bedtime. As they get older, many seniors already have problems with things like restless leg syndrome, muscle cramps at night, or trouble sleeping in general. When the nervous system is overstimulated, especially in the evening, it can be difficult to fully relax. These conditions can make it harder to get the deep, restorative sleep that the body needs to work at its best. This process is important because not getting enough sleep doesn't just make you drained the next day. It hurts your health in the long run. Studies have shown that older people who have trouble sleeping on a regular basis are more likely to have inflammation, memory loss, and even a weaker immune system. If you don't get enough deep sleep, your body has a harder time fixing itself. This makes it harder to keep your mind sharp, body strong, and emotions healthy. If this habit has been making you have trouble sleeping, wake up a lot at night, or feel drained in the morning, you might want to think about getting rid of it. Making small changes like changing the time or how often can make a big difference in how well you sleep and how well your body recovers. 4. A higher chance of having problems with your prostate and urine flow. One of the most unexpected effects of frequent masturbation is the potential impact on prostate health. Older adults. Many men think that regular activity in this area keeps things running smoothly, but our bodies change as we get older. Sometimes excessive use can make the prostate more sensitive, cause mild inflammation, and lead to urinary issues they didn't have before. As men get older, their prostates naturally get bigger. This form of growth is called benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. This growth can sometimes press on the bladder, making it harder to empty completely. This situation can make you want to go to the bathroom more often, especially at night. When this area is overstimulated, the muscles and tissues around it can get irritated, making you feel like you need to go to the bathroom more often. Some men feel temporarily squished, their urine stream gets weaker, or they even feel like they're burning after doing this habit a lot. While this may not always indicate a serious issue, it's important to monitor the symptoms, particularly if they begin to interfere with daily activities. Take someone like Leonard, 71-year-old retired builder. Leonard had never had much trouble with his bladder before, but he started waking up more often at night to go to the bathroom. After talking to his doctor about it, he learned that these symptoms can get worse if the prostate is overstimulated, temporarily making it more sensitive and inflamed. At first, he thought it was just part of getting older. His doctor told him to take a break from doing many things to see if his symptoms got better. Sure enough, after a couple of weeks, he went to the bathroom less often at night and felt better overall. It's also important to think about how stimulation affects the pelvic floor muscles on a regular basis. The muscles on the pelvic floor help you control your bladder, and these muscles naturally get weaker as you age. Their fatigue from overstimulation can cause them to leak, have sudden urges, or lose control. Although such an event might not be noticeable at first, it can lead to a slow loss of urinary function over time. This process is critical for men who already have mild urinary problems. If you're having more urges to go to the bathroom, dribbling, or trouble emptying your bladder completely, you might want to think about whether frequent stimulation is making the problem worse. Small changes like reducing the number of times you go to the bathroom or adding pelvic floor exercises can help you keep your urinary health in excellent shape and keep the prostate from having to work too hard. Don't ignore your body if any of this sounds familiar. You should care about your comfort and health, and little changes can have a big effect. If you're still watching this video and think these ideas are helpful, please let me know in the 4th comment below. Thanks for your feedback. It helps me keep providing you information that improves your health and quality of life. The 5th is an imbalance of hormones and mood swings. Another unexpected effect of frequent masturbation after age 60 is that it might change your mood and hormone balance. Many people don't know that this activity is linked to the release of important hormones that control things like brain function, energy, and emotional stability. While it may seem like a short-term way to relieve stress, doing it too often can cause small but noticeable changes in your hormones that can make you feel unstable, irritable, or even a little down in the days that follow. Every day, hormones like oxytocin, testosterone, and dopamine affect how we feel. Dopamine, the neurotransmitter that makes you feel positive and drives you, is temporarily released when you do this activity. However, using too much of it too often can cause dopamine depletion, which makes your brain less sensitive to it over time. This can make normal things less fun, which can start a cycle where you need more and more stimulation to feel the same level of satisfaction. Some men feel like they have no drive, get frustrated easily, or even have mild depressive symptoms without knowing why. Take someone like Edward, a 68-year-old former accountant who was always calm and upbeat. But in the past year, he began to experience mood changes that he couldn't explain. He went from being alert and focused one day to being worn out and easily irritated the next. The link became clear to him only after he took a step back and looked at his daily habits. After introducing some changes to how often this activity happened, He noticed that his mood became more stable, his energy level became more stable, and he stopped having the same emotional crashes that were becoming a normal part of his life. Controlling testosterone is another important factor. Young men make a lot of this hormone, but as they age, they make less. When you're stimulated a lot, your testosterone levels may drop temporarily. These drops can make you feel more tired, less motivated, and even cause small changes in the tone of your muscles. Some studies show that too much of some hormones like prolactin can lower testosterone even more. These factors can make men feel less energized and more likely to have mood swings. To be clear, this doesn't mean that all activity is bad. This is far from the case. If you've been feeling emotionally off, lacking motivation, or noticing small changes in your mood, you might want to think about whether changes in your hormones are to blame. It can help restore natural hormone balance by giving your body more time to rest and heal between bouts of stimulation. This can lead to more stable energy levels and a better sense of well-being. You're not the only one who has felt this way about their emotions for no clear reason. Many seniors go through these changes without realizing what's causing them. Making small changes can have a big effect on how you feel every day. Number 6, less pleasure and less sensitivity over time. It can be harder to feel the same level of pleasure over time if you masturbate a lot after age 60. This phenomenon is one of the less well-known effects of masturbation. Numerous people believe this activity is only beneficial because it maintains function and circulation. But what people don't always notice is that too much stimulation can make the body less sensitive, especially if it becomes a regular or habitual part of life. The nervous system adapts to repeated events. Nerve receptors can become less sensitive to the same kind of stimulation if it happens too often. This means that stronger or longer stimulation is needed to get the same effect. Because of this, some older people notice that the feelings they used to enjoy aren't as strong, or that it takes more work and time to get the same level of pleasure. It can even make people frustrated because something easy now requires more effort. To give you an example, Robert is 73 years old and used to play music. Robert had always liked being active, and he didn't see any reason to give up habits he picked up when he was younger. But as time went on, he noticed a change that was hard to miss. It took longer to do things that used to feel easy, and the feelings weren't quite the same. At first, he thought it was just because he was getting older, but after hearing from other people who had had the same problem, he realized that too much stimulation had played a part. He noticed the improvement in overall sensitivity after changing his habits and giving his body more time to reset between instances. These changes made the experience feel more natural and enjoyable again. Nerve fatigue is another thing that is going on here. Similar to other parts of the body, nerve endings that control feeling can become overexcited when repeatedly exposed to the same activity. Such activity can make responses feel weaker than they used to because it dulls them. Furthermore, releasing too much dopamine, especially in short bursts, can change how the brain processes pleasure, which can make it harder to feel excited or look forward to things in other areas of life. It's good news that this process can often be turned around. Many people find that their natural sensitivity gets better over time when they give their bodies more time to heal between stimulations. It's not about giving up completely, it's about learning how to keep things in balance so that they stay enjoyable instead of getting frustrating. You're not the only one who's imagined that things feel different or require more. People go through this change without knowing why. But making small changes can make a big difference. If you're still watching this video and think these ideas are helpful, please let me know in the 6th comment below. Your participation helps me keep giving you content that is good for you. 8. A higher chance of having problems with your bladder control and the strength of your pelvic floor. People over 50 who masturbate a lot might have trouble with their pelvic floor strength and bladder control. This phenomenon is one of the less well-known effects of masturbation. Most people think of younger people or people who are recovering from illness when they think of pelvic health. But the truth is that as we age, the muscles that support the bladder, prostate, and lower abdomen naturally get weaker. Too much strain in this area can make the pelvic floor tired, especially if it's done too often or too hard, which can cause small but annoying changes in how the bladder works. Maintaining proper bladder control, supporting internal organs, and keeping the lower body stable are all jobs of the pelvic floor. If these muscles get weak, you might feel like you need to go to the bathroom more often, leak sometimes, or have trouble emptying your bladder all the way. Many older people think that these changes are just a part of getting older, but they might be making the problem worse without realizing it. Think of a retired mechanic like Harold, who is 70 years old. While Harold had always been healthy, he started to notice that he had to go to the bathroom more often, especially at night. He also realized that when he laughed or sneezed, he sometimes felt like he had a little less control, which was something he had never felt before. He decided to lower the frequency of the stimulation and add simple pelvic exercises to his daily routine, after reading about the link between frequent stimulation and pelvic floor health. After a few weeks, he noticed a significant difference. He felt less rushed and gained more control over his day. This problem happens to many people more often than they think. Similar to any other part of the body, overuse of the pelvic muscles without adequate recovery time can cause muscle fatigue. Overworking your arms or legs without taking a break can make them sore and weaken them. Similarly, putting too much stress on your pelvic area can make it feel tight, hurt, or less capable of controlling your body. Nerve sensitivity is another critical component. An important part of controlling bladder function is the pelvic region's nerves. When stimulated too much, they can confuse the brain. The brain may be tricked into believing there is an emergency, but in reality, the bladder may react erratically. These factors may cause some people to wake up more often at night to use the restroom, even though they're not drinking more fluids. Fortunately, these issues are frequently manageable with simple lifestyle changes. To regain control and alleviate strain on these vital muscles, try reducing frequency, doing some basic pelvic floor exercises, and paying close attention to your body's reaction. If you've ever experienced changes in bladder function, more urgency, or occasional leakage, it could be worth thinking about how your pelvic floor strength is affected by your practices. Making little adjustments can have a big impact on how you feel about yourself and your abilities. Just leave a comment, number 8, below, to let me know you're here if you're still watching the video and finding these insights valuable. I am grateful for your engagement, which allows me to continue creating content that promotes your health. This video should end with a pause to reflect on what we've covered. As we get older, many seemingly harmless habits, including masturbation, can have unanticipated consequences. It is evident that moderation and awareness are crucial, considering their effects on cardiovascular health, fatigue of the nervous system, hormone balance, sleep quality, and pelvic floor strength. We aim to cultivate understanding instead of doubt, enabling you to confidently manage your health. The fact that your body is a constant source of information is one of the most important things to remember. If you've been experiencing changes in your energy levels, mood, bladder control, or general happiness, it might be worth looking into your habits more to see if there are any patterns. Modest changes like cutting back on frequency, enhancing sleep hygiene, or prioritizing social engagement can greatly influence your daily mood. You can keep feeling young and self-assured even as you get older if you pay attention to your body's signals and reverse some of these effects. Which of these insights did you find most compelling? I would really appreciate your feedback on this. Is anything different about yourself now, or do you have any anecdotes to share? What you have to say is important, and we can all benefit from sharing our perspectives here. We appreciate you being here with us today. Post a comment telling us something new you learned today and how you intend to put it to use. We'd really appreciate it. Do not be shy about sharing your opinions with us. They are valuable to us. We are greatly inspired and encouraged by reading your comments. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video if you thought it was helpful and enjoyed it. With your help, we can keep making informative and inspiring content for you. Please join us in our next video. We appreciate you taking the time to watch this one.